Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today's article deals with a very serious topic, and that is the topic of mental health in the United States of America. I have, as I said, an article based on an opinion poll coming from respondents in United States of America. And they said that around 90%, that's what they found, that around 90% of American adults say US in mental health crisis. This article comes from Sputnik. So you might say, well, they have a reason to bash America and all that. Well, it's an opinion poll done in the United States of America, conducted there. So don't kill the messenger here, or the messengers. This article is from October 5th, 2022. Roughly 9 in 10 Americans believe the United States is in the midst of a mental health crisis. A CNN/Kaiser Family Foundation survey revealed on Wednesday, today. And I'm quoting, 9 out of 10 adults say they believed that there's a mental health crisis in the US today, end quote, CNN said in a report summarizing the survey's results. And I'm quoting, more than half identified mental health issues among children and teenagers as a crisis, as well as severe mental illnesses in adults, end quote. Americans put their opioid epidemic near the top of the list of mental health concerns, the report said, while more than a third see personal finances and political issues as their source of stress. Personal finance, that's a third. Another 25% of adults pointed to work and personal relationship as major causes of stress, according to the results. Work, I think, is more than 25%. About 50% of adults said they have a severe mental health crisis in their family, the poll found. Remember, these people, most likely, the unfortunate people, most likely are medicated, legally medicated by a doctor who prescribed them, depends what, amphetamines, opiates. All right, so about 25% of those polled described their own mental health as fair or poor, including extra large shares of adults under the age of 30, adults who identified as LGBT, hey, you forgot the Q and plus minus, what the, and those with an annual income of less than $40,000. So this is the ones that say that fair or poor. According to the survey, about 25% of adults received mental health treatment within the past 12 months. 25%. Now I will share with you something personal, actually more than something. No, it's not about me having any issues like that. And I'm not trying to make fun of people like that, but if you need it, you need it. When I came here, I met some, obviously I was in a community of Romanians and other immigrants, and this was one thing that they told me straight, not with euphemisms or compassion. They were telling me like gloating, and not only gloating, with a disbelief, misbelief of the reality, saying, and this is what they told me, I have to share with you, and I'm not going to share names. This is a sick society. I said, what do you mean, man? What do you mean it's sick society? He said, these guys are all on pills. Can't be. Well, that was at the beginning, and that was some time ago. And little by little, I got to meet and work in certain capacities and be involved in certain, circumstances where it's been revealed to me that a a great number of people that I know, people that I'm friends with, people that I'm not friends with, people that I just worked with, reported a great number, as I said, of people with mental health and medication. I want to tell you the most prevalent ones that are reported or I found about are dealing with anxiety and depression. These are the ones that is like by default. Then it's PTSD. Then is post-traumatic stress disorder. Then is bipolar disorder. Then sometimes it's oppositional defiance disorder, things like this. And it's something strange because where I come from a country where people with mental health issues were maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people in town that everybody knew about. I'm talking about a population of, let's say, 150,000 people town. 150,000 people, and you might know in the neighborhood 1 or 2. They were not on, a lot of people were kept at home, but it was not this medicating issue, like you will have this, you're medicated. I'm not giving any advice or anything like that, but it's just, so it's just that where I come from, I didn't meet in my years of living overseas more than 1 or 2 people that had mental health issues. And here it's really, it's I don't want to say rarity, but rarely I don't find people with telling you straight that they have this, they have this. And where I come from, that was, I'm going to share something cultural. It was considered shameful. People would not share those things with you. Maybe that's why we didn't hear about them. But you would know. I mean, my mother was a pharmacist. My aunt was a doctor, a medical doctor. So, I know there's, how do you call it, confidentiality and all that. But I had conversations with them, and after that, after years and years as an adult, and they did not deal with this kind of problems. This was not a problem in that communist system. There were some stressors in the communist system. No food. You were supposed to keep your mouth shut about 3 subjects, unlike here, which is hundreds of subjects that if you open your mouth, you're in trouble. You lose your job. You might lose your job. That means you lose your economic possibility to support yourself and your family. Okay? Over there, they might talk to you in the communist times. If you keep doing stupid things and you were influential, they might ask you to come to the office. They might threaten you and all that. Okay? But the stress over there was from a different... They had a job. They all had a job. They were off at 3 o'clock. They were never unemployed. Like here, this is the stressor, one of the stressors. You are unemployed. Nobody could fire you unless you do a crime. You commit a big crime, like a felony or something. So there were other stressors. Here, family. There were no... Over there again, in the neighborhood, let's say a neighborhood of... let's say 10,000 people. Maybe there were 2 families or 3 families that were divorced, and you knew them. You knew. Why? Because it was a stigma. Here, 50% end up in divorce. But over there, you couldn't really divorce. Because if you divorce, you couldn't support yourself by yourself. You needed someone else. So you had to be a little bit more flexible in your, I don't have to put up with this shit. I'm leaving. Yeah, because you can get an apartment and you can stay over there by yourself and eat crumbs all day, but at least you're not starving or you're not staying out in the elements if you have a job. So over there it was also this, and over there it was a stigma, and over there it was if you wanted a leadership position like a supervisor or something like that and you were divorced, bye-bye, that didn't look good in your resume. So there were a lot of things like this. So here, there were fights, fist fights, not verbal fights, fist fights and domestic violence. And it was not like here, the police shows up in 3 seconds about that and all that, arrest you. No, it was not like that, because the culture was different. I'm not condoning that, I'm just reporting, okay? So there's other stressors over there. As I said, it just was not, there were no material things. That was a stressor, but you would not starve, but you wouldn't have. You were being scarcity all the time. Like here, you're scarcity of jobs. Let's put it, not scarcity of job, because here there are jobs. There are jobs, but you don't want to do those jobs. Especially when you climbed on on your job, and you get to a certain position, then you get fired, or the business closes, then you can start again from here, because you're already over there. You have a lot of payments. You have a mortgage, you have cars, you have children, you have all kinds of things that you have to pay for. So you can't go back to $7 an hour when you were, let's say, 30 or something, because you started spending your money and getting loans based on a $30 an hour income, not on 7. So you're going to lose houses, you're going to lose a lot of things. So then you have to work two jobs, but you got to work. So that's the stressor, big stressor. So you have to go to work and be like a slave, otherwise you lose everything you got. Why? Because everything is on credit. It's hard to save money, to have that discipline to save money. And that's a stressor. Always, you go to work, you don't like it, where you get fired, you're screwed. So you got to get going, and then you don't like it, and you get into alcohol, you get into drugs, you get into problems with your wife, with your children, with your neighbors, make mistakes, go to jail, and then you're screwed. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.